I bet. Welcome back to another episode of Toxiris Discovers. Today we got 7 albums as always. Yes, I am a bit sick. That's probably apparent by my voice, but I'm trying to do this, so let's get into it. So, we're starting off this episode with the first project. All projects are suggested by viewers this week. We got episode 21. Let's get it. First project we got is All Dogs Go to Heaven by Glaive, suggested by Ariana the Cat. I gotta say, this project really surprised me. Not the only one. Read the title. It really surprised me because everything I've heard so far from this hyper pop, hyper trap scene, whatever you want to call it, has been good, but more annoying than pleasing, in my opinion. It's not like it's anything bad, but I've reviewed a Midwest project before, and that was pretty similar, but somehow I enjoyed it way less than this. So I don't know. It is a good project. I think out of the 7 tracks, I added 6 to my playlist. Y'all know I fuck with it, and overall it's a very solid project, and I gotta give it a 7.5 out of 10 for what it is. Then we got the second project, which is Bang Part 2 by Keef, suggested by Almighty Sosa himself. I think this is one of the worst Keef projects. I loved Bang 3, but this project is pretty mid. I think one of the worst Keef project I've heard. I don't know if Mansion music is worse or better. I think they're mostly on the same level, and that's one of my least favorite Keef albums from the ones I've heard. Pretty low energy for Keef, a lot of auto tune in there. I think some of the hooks are pretty bad. I don't even have a favorite song on here. It's just pretty mid overall. I think it has some good qualities, but most of the time I'm just indifferent to it. So I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Then the next project we got is Peak of Molly by MDMA, suggested by Kieran Cartwright. I think slowly this type of music that Kieran keeps on suggesting is slowly growing on me. I think this is the project I've enjoyed the most from that type of music. I think this project has some good potential in the right setting. Unfortunately, I didn't get to listen to it in the setting I would have wanted to. That being, a chill session where you're like late night, you're chilling with the homies. That's where I think this album really hits. But I just was vibing when I was listening to this album alone, but it was still pretty good. So the production is pretty good. The lyrics, well, nothing special, but overall it is a solid project. Nothing too bad. So yeah, my favorite track is probably this one here. Next one we got The Come Up by J. Cole, suggested by Double M Entertainment. I've heard this project before, I'm pretty sure, but it's been so long that I was like, I barely remember how any of these tracks sound. Obviously, I remember Simba, I remember Dollar in a Dream, I remember Dead Presidents, but those are like the hits. You know those if you know a bit more about J. Cole, so yeah. So I listened to the project, and obviously it's a J. Cole project. It was very solid. I still think that his later real albums, because I think this was his first mixtape, were better, and you can see an evolution there. But he still did have a couple very good lines and a couple very good songs. I think outside from the 3 hits I already mentioned, this one might be the best one lyrically and melodically to me.
Yeah, back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
So yeah, overall pretty solid J. Cole album. I think he has better albums, but I think overall it is a project definitely worth listening to, from lyrics to beats. Only thing really lacking are the hooks most of the time, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Then the next project we got BB Tape R8R08. I don't know how to say this, I don't know what this means. This project was pure confusion for me, because look, this went from sounding like this
like, oh, this ain't a gun, just my bottle. You don't know a bangin' like me, I know,
to sounding like this within a couple tracks.
You awake, had a dream I was kissing on your face.
So yeah, I am kind of surprised how it went from sounding like a couple frat boys found a mic to I am depressed. Anyway, this project overall, it had a couple pretty good songs. I feel like this is something that I got a homie, for example, that doesn't really listen to rap, but he listens to this goofy type of rap. Like, I don't know, Young Cracker might be one of them, Shotgun Willie, like people that are like, they're rapping, but it's more like goofy type shit. And it's not bad or anything. I enjoy a couple of those songs, but I think it's just not for me most of the time. And this hits for a couple songs on here. But how I already mentioned, there are a couple songs that are completely different, and they're good too. So yeah, it's pretty good. His overall is a solid project. I took a couple tracks and listened to them more often, but it is nothing mind-blowing. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 overall. Next project we got is Punk 2 by Brakence, suggested by Abe Loose. I've already heard the lead single to this project, which is Dropout. And I really like that single. I had it in my playlist for months, but I somehow never decided to listen to more of him, so I don't know why. Anyway, that is not my favorite song on the project. This one is.
Man, who the fuck am I? I can take a lie back, now it's stuck outside.
But I also think this one would be better without all the distortion. Although I like distortion sometimes, I feel like the older I grow, the less I like it too much and just in random place, because I feel like this song would sound better if it was more clean. I'm not saying super clean, but not as distorted as it is, in my opinion. Still a very good sounding song, and overall a very good sounding project. I think the lyrics are, well, nothing I would identify with, but they're pretty good at parts, so I give it a 7 overall. Then the last project we got, All the Places You'll Go by DOECHII. Never heard of this girl. I don't know anything. Found out that the second track on this project, which is one of my favorites, this one.
With a drag, I'm pulling out my teeth, so I wake up to the cash. This is who I am, from the back to the front. I never
is a hit on TikTok or some shit and went viral there, but I didn't know that. I didn't know her. I didn't even know while listening, because I was on the phone on Spotify and you can see the streams there. Once I got on the PC, I was like, 28 million? Damn, okay. Anyway, overall solid project, which I think it gives a good introduction to the artist DOECHII, because I feel like I know some characteristics that she wants to be remembered / known / whatever by. So I think it does its work on that part. The sound is pretty good most of the time. I think it could be way worse. I do think some lines are a bit corny or a bit weird, but most of the time it is a very solid project. I think the hooks could be better. I think some rapping is kind of annoying, but still, that is not most of the project. And I'm saying this with it being 7 tracks long, so it's not like very long, but most of the time it's good. It just has a couple very noticeable flaws, and I think she could be great in the future. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for her. Fuck with it. And yeah, with that being said, thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry for being kind of low energy for today, but well, y'all can notice my voice ain't really at a high level. With that being said, have a great one.